Good morning and welcome to our show Jour Galop on Inside News. Wednesday morning show. We thought this was going to be our final show of the season, Shaheel, but the GRA and the MTC have come together. We're going to have another race meeting on the 7th of December that has been confirmed. So you will see us next week once again for our final Jour Galop show. And well, it's been a great season, Shaheel. I thought we've had a good season. I know you had a lot of exams and things to do, but you threw all of that. But the season altogether, it was a great season.
Yeah, pretty decent season. Very happy with all the horses. We're blessed to see a horse like White River this season. But yeah, pretty good season.
Yep. All right. Well, let's talk about Saturday. Obviously, it's the international weekend, so we're going to talk about some of the jockeys and then some training later. There's no two to follow, and obviously there was no barrier trials either. But let's talk about Saturday. First of all, I have to say well done to you. Your value bet 10-1, boosted top, came through. Yeah,
I think
we were talking about 29 runs.
Yes, that was his 30th.
On his 30th.
Yeah, and you mentioned something about Liverpool.
Well, I remember, was it Valorin? I think he also had 29 runs.
Yes,
and then there was something to do with Liverpool. 29. I don't know.
29 years they had to wait.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so maybe that was an omen, but well done. You took boosted top, and well, my value bet, unfortunately, I thought he was pretty unlucky. Rock on Geordie, so he couldn't get a gap, and I think maybe if he did get a clear run, he could have maybe won. So
because he finished off really strongly.
Yeah, he did, and yeah, I mean, if we had to put a couple of rupees on that double, you would have got 100-1 on that double. So and that would have been nice, but we didn't. And anyway, Rock and Geordie's got beat. Right, both our bankers, it dawned on me, Wendell, but they both won, so yeah, that was pretty good. I thought Wendell back in the 990 was going to be tough to beat, and Sarah Secret ran a good race there as well. All right, let's talk about the feature race. Now, the horse that we didn't have was Speed Limit, and it cost us. Well, it cost me. I know I had a little bit of a levy with a big mistake, and that probably was a big mistake. But I thought Manuel Nunes gave him every chance. I think Swapnil Rama rode Speed Limit to a T, because he obviously never handed the lead to Big Mistake on a plate. He made Big Mistake work. Speed Limit never had much weight on his back, so great ride Swapnil Rama. I would imagine Ricky Maingod had a lot to do with those instructions. He's quite a shrewd man when it comes to working out races and giving out instructions, but at the end of the day, he still had to pull it off, and well done to them. Speed Limit, you had to go back 2 years. Robbie Frade International Day in 2017, that was the last time that Speed Limit has won a race, and quite hard to believe that he's dropped from a 71 down to a 54. Now obviously hindsight is the perfect science. We can all go back and see, well, why didn't we spot this horse? But yeah, he dropped down from a 71 down to a 54. He had a very good galloping weight, and he was a good horse. I think he's already won six or seven races in Mauritius. So whereas Big Mistake is yet to win. Yeah. So
kudos to Swapnil. Great ride, because at the top of the stretch it looked like he wasn't really going that well, but Swapnil never gave up on him, and the penny dropped the last 75 meters, and unfortunately for us, he came and grabbed us.
Yeah, well, I think that's where, like I mentioned earlier on, good ride Swapnil, because when he made Big Mistakes sort of work early on for that lead, obviously that counted in the finish. Where Speed Limit had that lighter weight, he had the box seat position, and it's Big Mistake, like I said, no fault of Manuel Nunes whatsoever. It's just that last sort of 25 meters, he had enough. Speed Limit had a little bit more in the tank, and got the better of him. Got the better of him. Kazar was disappointing. I see he's nominated again this weekend. So
remains a mystery, this horse.
Yeah, well, you know, I also said, I mean, I don't know if you remember on Friday, I said that I probably think that this is probably short of his best. His best form has been over 15, 16.
Or a mile.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about some other races. Alvina Roy, well done to him. If he does watch the show, I doubt it, but if he does, well done to him. I thought he's got gears, a good ride. Probably a little bit fast, but you know, never easy to judge a pace from a bad draw. And the 4 kilograms obviously helped him out as well, but he held his nerve. And he rode him pretty well. Now I remember Alvina Roy when he first, I think he won on Easy 4, and I think he's had a couple of winners, and he's always sort of impressed me as Alvina Roy, and let's hope that he gets a little bit more chances next season if he stays, or if he might just head back to New Caledonia.
But you were pretty confident on him Saturday, and he gave him a brilliant ride. But I think, like you mentioned, the 4 kgs claim did.
Well, I think that's what swayed me really, because the 10 draw. If you go back to his last run, he was drawn 10 with Derek David, but the 4 kilograms on his back, all he had to do was really hope for a good jump, get to the front, and then just sort of. But I think he went a little bit quick. But I think the 4 kilograms saved
made
him. Made the difference, right? Once again, Krishnamurti. Now, this guy's really impressed me from day one. I've said it to you from the first time I saw him win on that Galop, yeah. 3 terrific rides. Now we've seen his first couple of winners from behind. Yeah. Now he's from the front. He's obviously a very good judge of pace as well. Right. Gordon Stern, I said he wouldn't stay. You said he would. Well done to you. I couldn't see him winning a 1400, but obviously with the blinkers and
there was not much speed on paper. He just got a soft lead and he stayed really well.
Yeah, but he was taking a bit of a hold with him, but he managed to settle him, and I think he's a good judge of pace. Obviously, Heart of Darkness as well. Bell's Apostle. Yeah. Some good rides there. He's had a tough day in the staff room though. They really got hold of him.
For all the 3 winners, I think he gets a little bit of fine.
Yeah, he probably walked out of there with a loss, did Krishnamurti. But I think any stable would do well to sign him up next year. I don't know what his plans are, if he wants to stay in New Zealand or if he wants to come back to his home country. But I would imagine there's a couple of trainers who have spotted him, and there might be a couple of sort of
offers.
Behind the door offers. Right, and then obviously Buslet top 1. I mentioned that already. Well done to Shaheel. And then Shem Hurchen, shame. He fell 8,700 rupees short of that second spot. Now we were talking about it earlier on. I don't even. I think a 4th place in a 0.20 would have got him over the line. So if Big Mistake won, he would have obviously got over the line.
Probably even if King's Empire had beaten Booklet top, that was a really short call in there.
But anyway, it was a terrific season for Shem Hurchen. From closing doors last season to finishing almost second this season. That's a great turnaround. Well done to him. Right, that was Saturday. Let's now, Shaheel, as you probably already know, is quite he's a walking encyclopedia when it comes to international racing, and he's going to go through the 6 international jockeys that we got arriving, and then we're obviously going to talk about our 6 local boys that are going to be, as when I say local, the boys that are already riding this season. Shaheel, I mean, I know you sort of always follow your overseas racing, and you know quite a lot about these jockeys. Let's just we're not going to get into too much detail, but let's just give like a short little preview of each jockey. The first one is Jason Watson from the UK.
Yeah, Jason is a 19-year-old boy, promising young talent. He was champion apprentice in the UK last year, riding 111 winners. This year didn't start too well with him. He had a fall, but after that fall, he got back to race riding in April. He didn't look back because he's won 2 group races in France, 2 Group 2, and he was in first Group 1 this year in the UK on a horse called Quadrilateral, a daughter of Frankel, which is Antepo's favorite for the 1,000 guineas next season. So Jason Watson is definitely a young boy that we got to look forward to.
Okay, so he's quite young. Then he hasn't. How long has he been qualified? You know, just a couple of years.
When he won the championship, the champion apprentice last season, he rode out his claim, and obviously during the break he went to those Middle East countries. Had a lot of winners there. Even yesterday night I was watching him riding at the all-weather track. So Jason is definitely a good rider. Okay,
good. All right, and then from Mauritius we've got our champion jockey Manuel Nunes. Now he needs no introduction. He's had a terrific season with the Hurchen stable. In fact, last year as well, he rode very well as well for Amasa Doyle.
Yes.
He knows his track better than any one of these 12 jockeys, and it's obviously he deserves his spot. He's a very, very accomplished rider. He's ridden all over the world, and Manuel Nunes, I'd be very surprised if, even with the draws, I'd be very surprised if he walks away this weekend without a winner. So we've got to try and find the couple of winners that Manuel Nunes could possibly pull off. Right, then we got the French guy.
Can you pronounce it?
Aurélien Lemaitre.
Yeah, Aurélien Lemaitre, a 29-year-old Frenchman. He rode a treble on his first visit to the island last season, which brilliant ride. Actually, he can ride from anywhere because he's shown us that when he won with Xanthus the first race, he rode from the middle. He ran a brilliant race from the front on ice run and a tremendous finish. I'm sure you remember it on Mr. Hardy,
yes,
on the debut win.
That's right, yeah.
So,
that's him, yeah, he's quite a nice rider, yeah.
He is. He impressed us last season. Has ridden about 360 winners in his career in France, and he's been consistently in the top 10 of the jockeys standing in France for the last few years, and he won his first Group 1 this season with a horse called With You for his mentor Freddie Head.
Okay, lovely. All right, let's get back to our Mauritian Derek David. For me, Derek David has matured into a very good rider. I remember when I was riding here, when he was riding with me, he was very sort of, I wouldn't say immature, but he's just used to irritate a lot of us. He used to get into our faces, but he's really matured as a person and as a jockey as well, and he's impressed me this season. He's really ridden some good races from the front and from behind, and it's nice to see Derek David get his chance in the international day. Another jockey that knows the track very, very well.
And in fact, I think we're going to have him on Friday.
Yeah, that's right. I was going to mention that after the show, but on Friday morning, our On the Mark show, we're going to do at the beautiful Azure Paradise Hotel on top of the Sky Bar, and Derek David will be joining us, but we will remind you about that after the show. Right, the Indian jockey.
Yeah, YS Srinath, a 43-year-old from India, an experienced jockey who has ridden over 1,000 winners in his career. He's the first Indian jockey to win more than 25 races outside of India, which is quite a feat. He won 36 wins in Macau. He has won mainly all the classics in India, including the Derby, which is the highest stake race there. A horse that might stick out to his mind is a horse called Oasis Star, because that horse brought him to ride in Dubai. It's not often that you see Indian horses or jockeys going to Dubai, but he went there, and it will be his first time out on the racetrack. I've got a friend who owns horses in India, and he told me that this guy is a powerful finisher. If you're going to one-on-one battle at him, it's very often that he's going to win that battle.
Yeah, he's a very accomplished rider back in India. Right, then we've got Randall Simons, probably could have had a better season, or when I say season, he sort of came later on in there. I thought that maybe a little bit disappointing. You know, Pritam Dabi, the stable's really doing well, but I just, when I had a look at the amount of winners he's ridden, I thought he had ridden more, to be honest with you. But he's a decent rider. Mike de Kock rates him.
Right.
So I think he's worthwhile taking his spot here on the international weekend. Let's see what sort of rides he gets, Randall Simons. Right, Johnny Powell, I used to ride with him, so he must be getting on a bit as well, but I'll tell you something, good rider and terrific. You wouldn't meet one of a nicer guy, Johnny Powell.
That's right, not an unfamiliar name with the Mauritian public. He has ridden here for Alain Pietro, Kiki Henry, and Benoit Nel. I think many people remember him for his association with the Top Horse World Focus. Yeah. I was a kid and I used to love this horse. He's an experienced Australian rider who has ridden all over Australia, but also around Asia, Macau, and now in Singapore. He currently sits on the 4th spot on the log in Singapore Jockey's Log with 38 winners for the season. Mr. Vlad Duric is the champion jockey there. Many people will be very happy to see the 49-year-old Australian back in Mauritius.
Is he 49 already?
Yeah.
Well,
how old are you?
I'm 46. I'm thinking I should maybe go on diet and come back.
Why not?
All right, Naresh Jagdal. Well, he's also another jockey, Mauritian jockey, doesn't need any sort of introduction. He had quite a good season with the Reset stable. I think he gets quite a lot of stick, especially when the stable turned. He got a lot of sort of unwarranted, well, I suppose, critics. And I still think that he's a top rider. Look, he was a champion apprentice back in South Africa. He's gone back and well, not gone back. He's done very, very well in Singapore. Yes. He's come back to ride. Yeah, he's a very, very good rider, and I'm expecting a good show from him this weekend. Right, Jason Collett from New Zealand.
New Zealand-born jockey who was champion apprentice in Kiwi in 2011. He has ridden in Australia, where he established a good relationship with the powerful Chris Waller-Yard during a 3-month stint, and before he moved permanently in 2012. In his first season there, he rode all 80 winners and finished in the top 15 in all the Australian states, which there are a lot of them. He will be at his first visit on our Mauritian shore, so interesting to see how the Kiwi jockey goes.
All right, great. And then our tall rider, Jamie Ayadassen, he's riding, he's just got better and better, especially towards the last end of the season. He's really doing well. Another Mauritian jockey that deserves his well, he deserves his place on this international weekend. Right, then the last international jockey, and if you might correct me if I'm wrong, Manuel Martinez, did he not ride here last season? And,
he did.
If I remember correctly, they tried to get him to come and ride for Rameshwar Gajra, but he was knocked back by the authorities. Yeah,
he didn't get his clearance early on this season. 38-year-old from Chile, who will be at his second visit, like you mentioned. He rides mainly in Sweden, but he shuttles between his home country, Chile, and Sweden, and he's been crowned champion jockeys in both countries. He has ridden about 350 winners including many group races. He rode a double actually last season when he won with Chester's Wish and Memphis Mafia.
Okay, great. And then we're going to finish off with Kirsty Ramsamy. I would imagine that he's very, very happy to get his Mauritian colours. Kirsty Ramsamy, he's also had a good season. Great association with that horse, Rule the Night, and obviously this is going to be his first ride on an international race, and he must be very, very proud. And I think a lot of Mauritians, his family, everyone should be very proud of him getting into this international race meeting. It's something that he'll cherish for the rest of his career. Right, well, that is the 12 jockeys. Well, obviously we got our ladies jockeys as well. It's a different group to what we had 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
It's amazing how many of them fly around.
Actually, this lot is for the Pageantry Championship. The one that rode 2 weeks ago was just like an amateur women's race.
Oh, okay.
So this one counts for the championship, and I think it's the last leg of the championship.
Oh, okay. Well, we wish all those ladies good luck. All right, that is something that we're going to be looking forward to this weekend. Is obviously the international weekend. It's always a great weekend, and really looking forward to that. It's a great atmosphere. Normally it's the curtain closer, but we're going to have one more, and on the 7th of December. Right. Obviously, myself and Shaheel, we went down to the track yesterday. We never went this morning because it would be pointless because we don't get the videos ready for the show on time. But I had a look on Facebook. A couple of the horses that will be running on Sunday worked this morning. Obviously, a lot of horses that will be racing on Saturday, or trainers that have planned to run them on Saturday, worked yesterday. But we will talk about a couple of horses that worked this morning as well. Right, let's start off with, well, probably the horse that stood out to me the most yesterday was Iron Wolf. His beautiful black gelding. Obviously, he's enjoying the summer months because his coat, it looks like you can brush your hair. It looks like a mirror. He really looks in top condition. And remember, he's looking for his 3rd win this season. His first 2 wins, or his only 2 wins this season, have come from draw 10 and draw 11. So I'm sure they're hoping to get a better draw with him, because if he can win from those draws, he's obviously a very talented horse. Yes. He just hasn't had much of luck as far as the draws are concerned. But when he has been drawn wide, he's won. Yeah. In fact, I remember the one day he was drawn 1 and he ran no sort of race. So maybe he likes to be out there wide. But he is in the 8th race on Saturday. It's a benchmark 41. It's over 1450 and a distance that he did win last time. So keep an eye on Iron Wolf. In fact, Gilbert Rosette's got quite a couple of nice horses, and I noticed when we did our work yesterday, we're going to mention a couple of these horses. One of your favorite horses is Cyber Special Shaheel, and he once again from the Gilbert Rosette stable. Yeah,
this horse really impressed me earlier on this season when he won 3 races. A very good debut to his local Korea. He hasn't been seen since the 12th of October when he finished 4th to Gunston, but he's had a barrier trial like 2 or 3 weeks ago where he was tried with the blinkers. So it will be interesting to see if he runs with the blinkers this week, because he's entered in a race 5 on Sunday, benchmark 41 on 1600 meters.
Yeah, this horse has impressed me because the training he came from in South Africa, which is Corne Spies. Yeah. He's sort of known for his 2-year-olds. Yes. He gets his 2-year-olds going, and a lot of them don't really train on. But Cyber Special has done quite well, especially over a bit of ground as well. But he is a decent horse. Right, Vasco Street Tractor, Patrick Mervin's 4-year-old. He's a top horse in the making. This horse, I believe that this off-season, he's really going to mature and grow into a beautiful horse, and I think he's going to be a top horse, this horse, Vasco Street Tractor. I have mentioned before, I went and had a look at him after his last win in the paddock. When signs of a good horse. Things never went his way. He didn't want to be in front. I mean, if you look back at his previous wins, he comes from off the pace. He found himself in front. Jamie Aliassane never panicked. But that's a sign of a good horse. He still carried on, and he went on and won a very good race. Look, he only beat, I think it was Dukes Domain, if I'm not mistaken. Dukes Domain did come out and run second. But I don't think it was his style of racing. So even though he won, and it probably wasn't the most impressive of his wins, but I think we can excuse him because he found himself in front. I would imagine any one of the jockeys out of the 12 would love to see their name being drawn next to Vasco Street Tractor. I think he's going to be a tough horse to beat this weekend. Right, we're sticking with Gilbert Rosette, Paddington's Luck.
Yeah, a horse that has done pretty well this season with 3 wins as he's went through the divisions, like you have to say. He's won in 0.26, he's won in the benchmark of 31, and he's also won in a 41, so he's really went through the division. He ran second to Texas Sky last time, but he has excuses for that day because he pulled up lame. He has been working pretty well over the last few weeks, and he's in top condition at the moment. He's entered in race 6 on Saturday and race 5 on Sunday.
Yeah, always worrying when they pull up lame, but like you say, he's been striding out quite well at the training, so let's hope that Paddington's Luck is over whatever sort of problem he had. Obviously, we do know that the Rosette stable is a professional outfit,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't be sending Paddington's luck into a racecourse if he wasn't 100% sound. Yeah. All right, Dukes Domain. I don't know how many times I followed this horse, even when he was at any price. But last time I thought it's fair to say that we thought he, a lot of people thought he probably would have won last time. But my favorite horse, or one of my favorite horses, Inauguration, which I was very confident about beating him last time, was just too good for him on the day, Inauguration. And well, he's knocking on the door now, and he looks set to win. He looks like he's ready to win this horse. Sunday he's in 2 races. He's in a benchmark 41 in a 1600. He's also in a benchmark 36 over 1450. Now I personally think that the 1600 suits him better. But you have to say that the 1600 is a lot tougher than that 1450. So remains to be seen where he's going to be running. Like I said, that 1600 benchmark 41 is quite a tough race. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see him back down in that 36 in the 1450.
Yeah.
All right, Shaheel, do you like the look of All Aboard?
I did. He won well on his penultimate run when he thrashed the field by over 2 lengths that day in 0.26. But obviously last time you told me that it wasn't going to be that easy in a 31. He was a big disappointment, I would say, on his last run.
Didn't he have a bad draw as well last time?
Yeah. When he ran 7-2, it doesn't matter. Maybe the bad draw played against him that day because he had to use some petrol to get to the front, and that cost him into the end of the race. He seems to be picking up well at track work, and a better can be expected now, I would imagine. He's entered in race 2 on Sunday, benchmark 31, 1850. What are the odds that Manuel Nunes gets him?
Well, I don't know, 12 to 1, isn't it? It's 12 jockeys. Yeah. All right. Okay, Silver Heritage. Now, this horse is probably one of the unluckiest horses I've seen towards the end of the season when he ran second to Asparo. Everything went wrong with him in the straight. He was totally bald, couldn't get a run. It was a terrific race, and I remember having a couple of places on this horse, and this is why it's stuck in my mind. And he finished very, very well once that gap opened. Great second to Asparo. That was arguably his best performance. He did win in 0.26 or 25. Didn't beat much. But when he stepped up to that 31, that was a terrific run last time. So I see he's entered in the 3rd race on Saturday. It's a benchmark 31 once again. But Legasio is in that race. Legasio, he worked this morning. He's running, unfortunately, like I said, we never went down to the track this morning. But Legasio, the only way that Silver Heritage will probably beat Legasio is maybe Legasio suffers from that second run syndrome. He still is a colt, don't forget. But I tell you, Silver Heritage, keep an eye on this horse. I think he's a big runner on Saturday. Legasio's in, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's spread around, so they might not bump. I'm hoping they don't, because I think Silver Heritage is going to be a nice bet on the weekend.
My friend wasn't too happy last time. She really thought that they were very, very unlucky that day. She thought that she would have won. But
as your friend, the owner of Silver Heritage.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I share her
feelings.
Her feelings. Yeah, I also thought he was very, very unlucky.
So hopefully she gets down to the track this week.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Nice to see you on the piste.
Yes.
All right, right, Shaheel, you stole one of my favorite, well, my favorite horse of the season. Well, I wouldn't say favorite horses, but like for instance, Badawi last year.
Yeah.
He caught my eye, and I said this horse is going to go on and win races. Yeah. Northern Spy, for me, he's going to go on and win races. You watched him train yesterday morning. Tell me if I'm mad, or do you think he's going to be a top horse?
He's going to be a top horse in the making. 2 wins and 1 second place in 3 starts. Probably could have been unbeaten if he wasn't for the draw. He came from way back and finished so strongly, but the jazz singer just had that little bit of too much to spare. He's still a bit green in his races. Remember last time when he went through one of the 2 horses hanging in the stretch. Yeah. But definitely he'll be a much better horse next season during the interseason. He's going to mature. A half-brother, I went back and did some riches. He's a half-brother to Justin Snaith trained Magnificent 7. And in fact, Magnificent 7 is a 7-time winner in South Africa and also a group winner. Yeah. And Magnificent 7 has won that Stayus race over 2,800 meters. So definitely the son of Pomodoro, Northern Spy, will not have any problem going up into distance next season. I'm not sure. Is he a gelding yet? Is still, have they gelded him or is still a colt?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
So that's remains to be seen if they want to geld him or if he's already gelded. But he's entered in race 8 on both Saturday and Sunday. One is both on 1450. One is a benchmark of 41 and one is a 36. So let's see where he drones the better.
Yeah, I have to say, I thought he was pretty lucky to keep that race last time. I'm not complaining. I had a bet on him, but I wasn't happy with the way that Jamie Ayadassen, unless obviously maybe got instructions, but I personally believe had he from that bad draw, he just dropped him in to the back like when he ran second to the Jazz Singer. If he rode him like that, I personally believe he would have won by half the racecourse.
Yeah.
They tried a different tactic. He got caught wide. He was wide up that hole, and he just had a terrible race. But once again, the sign of a good horse, still managed to win. I think this horse has got a terrific career ahead of him, Northern Spy, and I think he's going to be a tough nut to crack this week, and he could be one of the bankers wherever he runs. Obviously, stepping up to 41 is a big jump for him, but I reckon he's up to it. I think he's ahead of the handicapper.
Yes.
Okay. All right, we mentioned my favorite, well, one of my favorites, Inauguration early on. I had a look at his work, and well, after one of my other favorites, Northern Spy, Inauguration, well, I honestly believe that last time he was still ahead of the handicap. I thought he was better than his merit rating, but he got slapped with a 7-point penalty for that win last time, and he went up from a 33 to a 40. And if you think about his 3 wins in a row now, it's not often we see horses win 4 races, but he went up 5 points, then 4 points, and then 7 points. So that's 8 kilos at 16 points up in the rating. Maybe now him and the handicapper sort of probably equalized each other, equaled each other out. But I reckon he's a top horse. Obviously it's a big jump for him. He's going to be carrying 60 and a half in a rating of 41 this week. And once again, it's a tough race that. And but Inauguration, I've had a lot of respect for this horse. I'm just a little bit worried now that he's starting to now step up to his level. I think that sort of the 3 wins that he had, it was an opportunity for people to make some money. But now he's in that sort of
he's
degree.
got caught by the handicapper.
But the reason why, even though I am a little bit worried, the reason why I wanted to show you this horse, because I thought he's in terrific condition. Jean-Michel Henry's done a terrific job with this horse, keeping him at a peak level, and another horse that I'm expecting a big run. Right, we're going to finish off with your final horse, Afdeek.
That's right, 4 wins this season from a benchmark of 36 up to a 51. Second to Rep Attack last time on 1650, where we had some stamina doubts, but he proved us strong.
That was a good run in the 1650.
Yeah, actually really good. He won all his races this season with Dazzler, Daryl Holland, but Jamie Allison won on him last year for the international meeting. It will be great to see the young Martian talent to get the ride again on him, so let's see if he's lucky enough at the draws tonight. But I think he's going to clash with Vasco Street Tractor, so that could be a little bit of a swing for Jamia, because he won on him last year. He's won on Vasco this year. So he's entered in the main race on 1500 benchmark 56 this Saturday. Let's see maybe a duel between Afdeek and Vasco.
Okay, I know where I'm going. I'm going Vasco. All right. That was well, that's our show for this Wednesday morning. Remember, as Shaheel said early on, on Friday morning, not next week, Friday morning's show On The Mark. We have got Derek David with us, and we're going to be at the beautiful Azure Paradise Sky Bar, right on top of the roof in Grand Bay. It's going to be a terrific discussion with Derek. We're probably going to have a little bit of fun with him. He likes to take the knocks, so it's going to be a great show. We're looking forward to that on Friday morning, where we're going to have to go through 18 races. So we might have Derek David there for lunch as well on Friday. But we're looking forward to that. Remember, it's going to be a great, terrific weekend's racing in the international. It always is. I see a lot of people sort of complaining about the well, I suppose the caliber of jockeys, but at the end of the day, they're international jockeys. They've ridden winners all over the world.
Group 1 winners.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's going to be a great weekend's racing, and I'm really looking forward to speaking to Derek David, getting his thoughts on Friday morning. So we'll catch up with you then. And then remember, next week will be our last Jour de Galop.
Yeah, and final On The Mark too.
Yeah. Okay, thanks very much for joining us. Catch you on Friday morning. Thank you, goodbye.